All right, I will call the regular meeting of the Everman City Council to order. It is Tuesday, December the 10th, 2024, and the time is 6 p.m. Everybody please rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, first item on the agenda is consent agenda. Item A is minutes from the October 8th, 2024, Everman City Council regular meeting minutes. October 22nd, 2024, joint meeting, Buildings and Standards Commission and the Everman City Council regular meeting minutes. And then November 12th, 2024, joint meeting, Building and Standards Commission and the Everman City Council regular meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
I move
we
we
do that, sir.
I move we approve the minutes as read. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6. Aye. Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item is financials from October 2024. I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept the financials for October 2024.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Poll the council.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6. Aye. Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item, item 5, is presentations. Item A, swearing-in ceremony. Everman Police Department, Josh Jones, Animal Control Officer.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Once again, we'll take the opportunity to allow us to do this before you. We'd love to introduce you, Mr. Josh Jones, who is our newest animal control officer. I think this is your first control officer. So, in training, and training is one of the best. We have Josh. We're going to start with you. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear.
We will have 7 hit and run accidents. Those accidents, most of those were minor in nature, meaning that typically it happens in a neighborhood where somebody will scrape a car and then not stop, or in parking lots. 5 mental health calls and officers completed 615 close patrols. There were no notable incidents through the month of November.
Any questions or comments? Okay, next item B, staff report from fire department.
Mayor, council. For calls for service for the period of October 16th through December 9th, I'm doing it as we perform our staff reports, so that they're all inclusive. It's a total of 207 incidents. The average response time for the calls, including our county jurisdiction, was reduced from last term down to 4 minutes and 36 seconds from dispatch notification to on scene. Mutual aid response given to other jurisdictions and entities was 7, and we only received 1 assistance with mutual aid into our city and county jurisdiction. The response types were broke down as you see below. Total of 8 fire-related, either building or structure-related fire calls. It's worth noting that these include mutual aid calls to other entities, so just whatever our apparatus and personnel responded to. Fire types of grass or vehicles 5, medical emergencies 149, motor vehicle accidents is a total of 5, hazardous conditions there were a total of 7, and other types were 33. For staffing, we have 2 firefighter paramedics that are currently in the hiring process to fill the vacant positions from personnel that were previously with us. So I don't know any other way to put that. So these were current staffed positions that are no longer filled. These are not the additional staff positions that we gained this budget year. So I've got 2 firefighter paramedics that are in the hiring process. They did complete the chief's interview portion, so they've completed 5 phases of the hiring process. They're simply at the conclusion of the background investigation. That takes a little bit longer than everything else. We wanted to expedite the process to get them in if they're going to be a qualified candidate, but we don't want to skimp on the background process. So at the conclusion of the background, a conditional job offer will be rendered to both applicants. And then the only other thing that I've got mentioned on there is I'm sure that you'll seen the posts on Facebook. Over the last few weeks, we have lost a couple previous firefighters that were with Everman for a number of years, both of them, firefighter Dalton Ingram and firefighter Patrick Huckett. Dalton was with us until 2022. Huckett was with us until, I believe, 2021. Both of them spent a number of years with us and were instrumental in assisting our department to gain the commission status and the reputation that we have now as a leader in the fire departments. So they're going to be greatly missed. I have been honored to be the coordinator for firefighter Dalton's funeral service that's going to be this Friday at 1 at Doxology Church on Hewlin. So there's a lot of moving parts that go into that to honor him and give him the respect that he's due. So hopefully we do right by him, and he's looking down on us and being thankful and praising it.
All I want to say is I appreciate everything you're doing for that family. Their chief should have done it, and shame on him. I'll leave it at that.
Chief, can you, you can talk about it at this stage. I know that we've had 3 firefighters that resigned while under investigation, another that resigned for personal circumstances. So you've got a total now of 6 vacancies in the fire department, correct?
So we approved the 2 additional positions starting on October. Our initial intent was to fill those positions with firefighter paramedics. Obviously, with the fact that we have an MICU as an ambulance and the paramedic is the holy grail for us, we want to be able to help provide the highest level of care for our citizens. Due to the staffing crisis, for lack of a better word, we did opt, based on the suggestion and conversation between myself and current personnel on duty, we all agreed that filling two of those positions with current firefighter EMTs that were already employed by the city in a part-time status, that already had operational knowledge and were able to be to go right in and fill the positions and do the things that we needed to do, would be the best course of action for us to at least stop the hemorrhaging, and then follow up with filling the remainder of the open positions with a firefighter paramedic. So we did staff 2 of them with a firefighter EMT that were already in-house.
So you have 3 full-time openings right now?
3 full-time openings.
Okay. And then your current staffing, can you elaborate to the council what your plan is to maintain current staffing for public safety purposes, and any gaps?
Say again?
Any gaps, any concerns for the council?
Thus far, we do not have any gaps. The guys, I cannot begin to thank every single person that is in the fire department. I can't thank them enough. They have all stepped up. They have all been extremely positive throughout this, and been absolutely selfless to fill the gaps that were left with those that departed. So thus far, we have not had any days that have been without the minimal staffing numbers. We have not won a single shift without having the appropriate personnel certified to the ambulance and to the truck. And to date, I do not believe we have any foreseen vacancies or spots that are open between now and the beginning of January. The goal is to have the new positions, the 2 new positions, hopefully filled before January 1, and push forward with getting them through FTO and on the truck and able to perform. But if it comes down to it, it's been a while since I played the paramedic role, but I have no problem hopping on the box and doing what we need to do. So, but like I said, I stand before you. If you see one of the guys that hopping off the rig or they're around town, thank them for me. I've told them thanks a million times. I just want to know how much I appreciate their willingness to step up and to carry the heavy load, because it's a major burden that they've all endured to ensure that we have adequate staffing to provide the emergency services.
Any other questions or comments? No. Next item is staff report, Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Hopefully this is short and sweet. Have a review for Utilities Department. We did about 350 plus work orders throughout this last month. We had 6 main breaks. We also had to repair 2 service lines, and we've been working on our quarterlies to be able to accomplish them. So we are getting there. We painted 10 hydrants. By the end of this December, we should have 50 done. So you should see that as well. That's on the utility side. On the park side, we've been doing, of course, our building maintenance for all facilities and everything that we have, as well as our equipments. Been setting up for all the events we've been having. So that's been a good chore for all of us. We have done 7 signs. Well, we also take care of these events, but we also had about 15 potholes we were able to accomplish. And if you notice on these quick pictures that we have here, it's just some ideas of what we've done. One here is the one at Valero drive-through. That was a really bad one. We worked on it just to get it right way so that pothole wouldn't be there. So that's been taken care of. This one's the one in Townley by the school. That one's pretty bad. We're continuously working on that one till we get that water tank to be fixed. So we are working on that as well. Forest Hill was a pretty long drive on this pothole, but as you can see at the last picture there, the guys were able to accomplish that work. That one's a little bit tough because there's a lot of traffic by there, but the guys were able to complete it. On the maintenance side, you'll see that we also had some other projects. We had the splash pad. We were able to remove everything there, clean it all up, was able to remove that green Hulk fence that was back there. that was pretty bad looking. Now if you look over there, you can't see that. It looks really nice and neat. We were able to put a shade there that was back here where the tree is now. If we go to the next slide, we'll be able to see that. We put the bench that was extra as well on there so people can go there, have a nice place. Have a little cookout or something, so that area is actually pretty nice now. The next slide there, we fixed a couple of benches here at the park, as well as remove the concrete. There was like a concrete barrier there that was buried. We went ahead and removed it and kind of leveled it out. Even Landon gave us a hand and leveled that area out, so it looks really nice. Now nobody should be able to trip on that area, so thank you, Landon, appreciate that. Here we see the guys doing a little bit of maintenance. We'll be spraying for bugs, taking care of, the gardens, whatever else is needed outside in the buildings. That's just an idea of what the guys are doing. On the PD side, we're able to paint one of their rooms, and I forgot, I think it's called a wellness room, if that's right, where somebody can go in there and relax, and it looks really nice. It has a TV in there. Just if you're having a bad day, that's a perfect room for you to go in and relax. So it's really nice. This is part of our quarterly, is to clean up one street, clean up all the gutter, take off all the grass, take off all the dirt, and we were able to do that on Noble Avenue. So if you drive Noble Avenue, you will see that it's really clean on the ditch lines. That's because the guys have been taking care of that area. We're going to be taking care of different streets, so this is just one of them that we just started on.
Maybe a question I should ask you offline, but this is a requirement for quarterlies. What's quarterlies?
So the
TCQ?
quarterlies, no, they're just goals we have set for our departments.
Okay.
Yep.
And so your guys go through and clean the curb and gutter in different areas. How are those areas identified? Through your
We've
team?
gone through all the streets, Rodolfo and I, and we've noticed the worst ones. That's the ones we're starting on. And we're going to do it by section. So we want to focus on one section. The following year, we're going to focus on the next section. So if we're working here around City Hall this first time of the year, then later on you'll see us, let's say, on the area by the school. And then we're going to continue that around the whole town.
Are you guys leaving flyers behind at the residents' homes, letting them know that you guys have done this complimentary?
We have not, but that's it.
I think we should, because what I want to be careful of is because maintenance of overgrowth and things are the residents' responsibility in that area, right?
Yes.
I think it's great what you guys are doing, but I want to be very cautious that the expectation is not that the city continues to do it for them.
Right.
I think it's great that you guys are doing this to beautify the city. I just want to make sure they know it's a complimentary service and not an expectation, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things we've talked to
Curb is
Debs
the
on.
city's responsibility, right?
No, overgrowth, if it's grass growing from their property, the maintenance of that curb and prevention in the gutter is the resident's responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, because okay.
Yeah, and then one of the main things we're doing that is to also keep track of the MS4 program
Not the curb.
that we're part of. So we have to maintain the area clean. Yeah. Yes, we went over and looked at that. Somebody filled it in with dirt, but yeah, I'm not sure who did it, but we are aware of that. We just got our pothole machine back, so we should be able to take care of any potholes. Further moving on. For which street, man? Or
we're doing those. We're doing those each time that we do a replacement project. If a sign needs to be replaced and they replace all of it at once, And with any new street improvement project, we're doing all new signage on all street improvement projects, because the cost to replace all of the signs at once would cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars, not to mention the man hours that go into it. So we've been attacking it a piece at a time each time that we do a renovation on either street signs in that neighborhood, or if we're doing a street renovation, we put all new signage up there as well.
So Gilbert, on your summary, review summary, it says signs 7. What does that mean?
We either replace a sign that was damaged, or
Like a stop sign?
stop
Okay.
sign, or any type of sign, school sign, anything that was damaged, we went ahead and moved it, repaired it, or replaced it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. There was a tree that fell on Peppermill with the storm that we had, I believe a week ago, or I can't remember the exact date. What that was taken care of. The holiday setup is just an idea of what the guys were doing. It was a chore for the guys, but they enjoyed it. The Civic Center, we were able to install a new machine, our ice machine. You can see back there. The storm drain cleanup, we always check every storm drain because of our MS4 permit. We have to maintain those cleans, and plus we don't want anything to flood. So we've been keeping track of that every time it rains. Our guys are out there cleaning up these drainage areas. Memorial Park pillars were installed, as well as the plaques that you see there. And the electrical was worked on at the park, so we had all the nice lighting when we had the Christmas event. The Pittman Park restroom is part also of our plan to restore and make things better. So if you go into our park restroom now, you'll see it is a lot different than what you see in these pictures. We're still working on the parks here, so they will possibly be accomplished here by the end of December. This is some ideas of our signs we've done. Two LED signs at Forest Hill and Enon. Also, we installed some signs over here for TxDOT that they require us to install here on Ray Street. Those were installed. It's just some more signs, or the pictures of the signs we installed. The utilities department. Okay. We had 6 of those main breaks. Some of these main breaks are really hard or difficult until you get there. You don't know what you're going to deal with. On that far end, Craig, can you push play on it? Just to show them sometimes what the guys have to do to go ahead and fix one of the water leaks. So as you see, sometimes we have to do that because there's no other way that we have to fill that hole in to be able to keep the pressure off the system, so we can go ahead and put a clamp or put anything else that's in there. Just to give you an idea that sometimes when you see the guys, just give them a pat on the back for their hard work. It's not easy to do that in a hot day or in a cold day now.
Oh,
These
yeah,
days that
for
we're
sure.
going through. So just to give you an idea of what they're doing. Not really, because it just depends. It just depends what you get into. It's really hard to say. We have some equipment that we can use, like pumps, but sometimes you just can't keep up with the volume of water, so you just have to do it underneath water. Yeah, it's just part of it.
But you do have pumps that pump out water?
Yes, ma'am.
You do? Okay.
The next one, just a couple others. So we had a couple on Prairie that's been taken care of as well. This was the one that was next to the McDonald's, right when everything was done, the road was done. Good thing it was not in the road, it was on the side of the road, so we were able to take care of that one as well. And there's another small video. He's also doing some work there inside the hole. We're also having a program to go ahead and start painting all our hydrants and go ahead and clean them all up. So our hydrants should look pretty much brand new. So if you look around, I think it's the area, forget the name of it. The older area. Yeah, English House. We started there, so you should see some red hydrants. Pretty nice red hydrants in that area. Either they'll be leaking from the bottom, or
When the fire department breaks them.
that absolutely true.
How many hydrants do you have, or do we have?
That's a good question, but it's gonna be above 1,500, I believe.
I was thinking it's like 115 or so.
Yeah, it's on the.
It's what?
It's in our system on our GIS.
Okay.
I can get that for you.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. And this is just a service line we repaired. That's one of our main lines there. It's really old, but we were able to fix it. And we got a new pump on Columbine ready to go as soon as we get approval from the state, so we can start using that well. That's it. Now we're waiting on approval by the state. Yep.
Well, Gilbert, I have two questions.
Oh, yes, sir.
The tree that was on Peppermill, is that on private property?
It fell on the street, so we had to remove it from the street and cut up that section.
But it was our responsibility?
Yes, if it's on the street, we have to remove it.
Okay.
And then the rest that fell in the yard, then it'll be on the customer side.
And then all the equipment from the splash pad, what have we done with it, and what's the plans for it?
The old,
All of it, I mean,
everything's in the back of the shop, so we have it there now.
are we trying to auction that off, or what are the plans?
We can auction it off, but honestly, we'll probably wind up just getting as much for scrap out of it as we would auctioning it off. The pump itself is burned up entirely. And then the metal pieces, they haven't been used in so long. I doubt that there would be any interest in somebody trying to buy it and reuse it for that purpose. I don't know that we've got a firm answer, but we'll research some possibilities and see what we can come back with. The downside to auctioning is anytime you auction, obviously there's fees and things associated with it that a lot of times if it's not a high value item that you're looking to auction off, it's as much just to scrap it as it would be to auction it, and with less labor.
Can it also be donated to another city that may have a splash pad already?
Most of it's not usable.
Yes and no. I mean, it could be. We would just need to make sure that there's some waivers in place of
Oh, okay.
liability.
Got it.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
I just want to say that I know that improvements take a while, but the improvements that the department has made have been noticed. So good job.
Yeah.
Good job to you
Good
guys.
job.
Okay, next item, item D, staff report, code compliance.
Okay, we've got about 50 new cases, most of which involve trees over the city streets, junk vehicles, and property registrations. Also have about 10 citations ready to be written, but we're still trying to resolve the services issues. The city prosecutor wants those served by a county constable or county sheriff. We're still working that out with the city manager as to how we're going to accomplish that. We're still working with the city manager as to how to serve the out-of-town citations to the property owners so that there's certified service.
What's the turnaround time for the constable?
Depending upon where the constable's at, it could be anywhere from 10 to 30 days.
And we're trying to explore some different options that our prosecutor is comfortable with and assuring that we can get compliance. It's a challenge anytime that you have people that are out of town and out of a distance. You know, if they were somewhat local where the officer could go and have them sign the citation, not a problem. But we want to make sure we've gotten to a point where we've got several out of town owners that are just refusing to comply, and it kind of hems the court up if we don't have certified service to that individual where the judge can't make a ruling, and we need the judge to make rulings on some of these cases. So we're looking at other options, whether we have a partnership with the local police department to go serve them the citation for us, or whether we have to pay for service through constable's office, whatever it may be. We're looking at all those options right now.
Anything else?
Nothing further.
Any other questions on code compliance? Okay, next item, staff report, annual Christmas tree lighting. No, it's not.
Oh, code compliance also includes
Oh,
Come on up, Ray.
okay, next time, slash animal control.
You can borrow his. I think,
I guess you could have fit in police deal too, couldn't he?
well, both code compliance.
Ray,
Turn it on.
push the button.
You don't have to duck down. I was telling
Oh, there we go, okay. What else can we make me do? All right. I did get it down to one slide. So we did 82 calls for service last month. We investigated 4 different bites. We did an intake of 37 dogs and 10 cats. And we did adoptions, transfers, and return to owners. We got 37 of those animals back home. And right now our live release rate is about 88%. And then these are some of the happy photos of some of our rescue partners and adopters getting out animals. And the one on the bottom, that was our challenge for the month. Last month we had some cattle getting out into one of the parks, and Tarrant County Sheriff came out and helped us out, and we got them all back. So interesting month.
I was wondering what that had to do with the dogs and the cattle. Like, why is there some?
And that's pretty much it for animal control. If you have any questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so now, next item, staff report, annual Christmas tree lighting.
All right. Most of you, I think, had the opportunity to attend our Christmas tree lighting. It was a great event this year. The stage obviously made it a much more organized event as far as where the lighting took place and the crowd. So we're very thankful for that. We're very thankful to Gilbert and his work and working with the contractor to get that done. Also, definitely want to give a significant amount of kudos to Public Works because they have been working all month long to prepare for the holiday market and Christmas tree lighting, and it is almost all day, every day. Those guys put in a lot of work to get all the decorations up, building all the decorations, a lot of behind-the-scenes things. But we were very happy with the turnout. Unfortunately, the weather was a little bit windier and a little bit cooler than what we had hoped for, so I think that caused for some of the crowd to disperse instead of hang around outside like they normally would. We are discussing plans for next year already and may potentially look at combining the holiday market and the tree lighting into one event, but there will be more discussed on that as we work on this in the future after the new year. We're trying to breathe a little bit, but overall it was a great event. Attendance was well, and we were very happy with it.
On the holiday market, the vendors, is that free?
No, for the vendors this year we charged, and I think we brought that before council for approval to do that. But the fee that we charged was $40 for a vendor booth without power and $50 for a vendor booth with power. 2 reasons behind that were, one, we had several vendors the year prior that registered and reserved high-profile spaces but never showed up. So we wanted to make sure that we had vendors that would actually be committed to showing up, and typically when a vendor puts down money, that's reflective of their commitment to actually participate in the event. So that certainly helped. The other part was to help financially support the event, because as the event's grown, we did add several things this year. We had 2 bands perform that cost money, as well as we rented the ice skating rink. That was a pretty hefty cost, bounce houses, bringing all those things in. With no budget, we have to try to identify ways of sponsorships and things to help fund it. So the vendor contributions help fund back into that event. I think overall we raised a little more than $2,000 from the vendors in order to participate in that event.
Any other questions or comments?
No, I just want to say that it was a beautiful event. I really enjoyed it. And the inside of the Civic Center was amazing. Like, I walked through it, I was like, oh, I took a picture with Santa. It was great. It was great. And yes, Public Works and everybody, I saw your work out there. Everybody, the police department, the fire department. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys. Y'all work really hard and y'all make a lot of our events just be outstanding for our community. Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, so we'll drop down consideration possible action. Item A, resolution number 2024-12-01, resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, authorizing the city manager to enter into the Kroger, Texas opioid settlement and authorizing the submission of the Texas settlement subdivision participation and release form regarding the Kroger, Texas opioid settlement agreement and full release of all claims and providing an effective date. I will entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution number 2024-12-01 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
This is part of the, if you recall, we've approved a few of these, all from different suppliers of the opioid drugs that were utilized. This is just another one of those. I believe the settlement amount specifically from Kroger is pretty low, but bear in mind if there are any further settlements in the future and we do not participate in the settlement now, we won't be entitled to any future settlements that occur from Kroger. So this is just another one of the opioid settlements that occurred.
Okay, so do we have to pay money or something?
No, ma'am. This is a settlement amount, so we would actually get funding. The funding that we receive is a restricted funding that can only be utilized for certain programs. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Victoria, but I think it has to be associated with law enforcement or any program that the city establishes to battle opioid addiction. Or some other qualifying health programs.
Any other questions? Poll the council. Oh, wait, yeah, never mind. Poll the council. So we got a motion on that.
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item, item B, resolution number 2024-12-02, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Everman, Texas, casting its votes for one or more candidates for appointment to the Tarrant Appraisal District Board of Directors and providing effective date. So this is a discussion item, right? We need to decide where our votes are going, correct? Before we get a motion?
You know, whatever motion's made, I believe, would need to include where you would like the votes to go.
Okay.
Mayor, Council, you do have 3 votes, whopping 3. There are 5 seats available. You have the option, as I expressed in the email, you have the option to separate those votes and cast one for each candidate of your choosing, or if you would like to pool your votes together for one candidate, you can choose that as well. I hope that you've had an opportunity to look at the TAD website. You can see the bios of each one of the candidates. I also shared with you the school district's ask of you to consider the recommendations that they have made. Again, just sharing that information. Also available on the website. You should have had an opportunity to review any agencies or entities, any entities that have already cast their votes. You can see where those votes were cast and what the tally is so far to date.
Well, and if you look at it, the larger entities most of them have already cast their votes. And obviously they're railroading people off the board, the way I'm looking at it. But, because those individuals are going to make it. They've already got enough votes, so we just need to decide where we want to do ours. And I've got a recommendation, and Gary Lasada is the one we cast our votes with last time. He doesn't have a lot of votes, but I would consider throwing our votes towards him once again. He's the one that came in there and wanted
Yeah.
to change things, and I think he's ruffled a lot of feathers, so. But that's what we need change.
Right.
So that's just my thought, so.
Anybody else have some ideas?
No, I would carry this off.
Johnny, you okay with giving our 3 votes to LaSalle? Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Okay. I'll make the motion to approve resolution number 2024-12-02, and our candidate being Gary Lasada
Second.
For all 3 votes.
for all 3 votes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Would you poll the council?
Place 3. Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item, item C, ordinance number 825, an ordinance regarding the City of Everman, Texas Municipal Retirement System benefits, providing for, 1, an increase to the employee contribution rate, 2, adopting, item I, annually accruing updated service credits and transfer updated service credits, and,
2,
oh, that's 2.
yeah.
Okay.
Roman numeral, lowercase.
Threw me off. Annually accruing annuity increases, also referred to as cost of living adjustments, COLAs, for retirees and their beneficiaries, and 3, authorizing actuarially determined city contribution rate payments and providing an effective date. Do we need to discuss this first, or do we still need a motion? No. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 825 as read.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Now we can open it for discussion.
So if you recall, during budget season, one of the proposals was to increase our TMS contribution rate from 5% to 6%. That's what this ordinance will achieve. I included in your packet some financial information associated with that. Susan, do you have any concerns on financials? I believe we've budgeted for this in the current budget, correct?
We did. We actually budgeted this to take effect in October, but TMRS is on a calendar year, so it will actually, we'll have a little bit of savings in the budget, not much, but some. So this will take effect January 1st.
I think this will be a great benefit to our employees. It'll also help out with recruitment as well. Many of our competitors are at 7%, which is the max contribution rate you can have with TMRS.
And our future goal.
And our future goal, yes. We would certainly like to be there, but this is getting us one step closer.
So we increase for all 3? The increase?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we budgeted, yes. We budgeted for an increase from 5% to 6%. The annual accruing and cost of living increases, those are budgeted annually based off the information that TMRS delivers directly to us.
So the total impact on our budget's about $600,000 for the year? Is that what I'm reading on this?
I don't have that paper.
No, that's the unfunded actual
That's the actuarial.
liability. So that is the liability, total liability we will hold in all retirement. Currently for 2025, if we kept it at 5%, our total liability, meaning every employee retires, our whole liability, every employee retires, what the city would have to pay out would be almost $1 million. Our liability will jump from that to $1.5 million. That is not an actual budget number, no.
Any questions or comments?
Like I said, clarification, we budgeted for all 3 of these?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, within the proposed budget that was approved for fiscal year 25, we included a 6% match.
Yes.
Will the ordinance change again for next year's budget if it changes?
If The next time if we were to go, when we go to 7%, yes, we would have to adopt another ordinance.
Got it.
We have to make this change by ordinance.
Anytime
Okay.
there's a change, we have to update this.
Whether that's next year or not is to be determined.
Right.
We have to see what the financial status is. We're still
Right.
really early on in this budget year, and we'll see where we're going. I don't know that it'll
But
happen
anytime
this
that it
next fiscal year.
changes, we'll have an ordinance.
Correct.
It does
Got it.
have to change by ordinance, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Would you poll the council?
Place 3. Place 4.
Yes.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item, item D, actions concerning appointments to various boards, commissions, or committees.
Mayor and Council, I know that we still have currently one vacancy on the Senior Citizen Advisory Board. Mindy, are there any other vacancies? No. So we still have the one vacancy on the Senior Citizen Advisory Board. We've tried to reach out to the one contact that Ms. Allen asked about. I have not got a response from them.
I went to the address that I was given, and that address is not exist. So, and I told Jennifer that, it's because it wasn't a person's name, it was just an address that she had.
So we're full on all the other boards? Everything's full?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Don't jinx it.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just
please.
asking, because that's always been an issue.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, just the
Just
Senior
an
Citizen
appointment.
Advisory Board. So we can, if anybody has an appointment in mind for tonight, we can do that. Or if council would like to table this, we can readdress it in January.
I don't have any name. I didn't know we needed
I guess we can table for January.
one. Yeah.
Is that, do we need a motion you want to make a motion to table it?
Well, it says consideration and possible action. Actions concerning. Do we need to table it? We're getting a nod.
When-
So you can table it, or he can call for a motion 3 times and nobody makes a motion and it dies. But it's
Oh.
probably quicker to table it.
I move we table actions concerning appointments to various boards, commissions, or committees.
Second.
And no votes required.
Okay.
Saves 2 times.
Executive session, we have none. City manager's report.
Stage is nearly complete. It looks great. We do have some finishing touches that should be happening either later this month or early next month. That includes the rock face skirting that's going to go around the base of the stage. So it's just about done, and we're excited to host more events there. We also, earlier today, had the McDonald's VIP luncheon, which was great. It was a phenomenal facility. They are looking to open this week. It will be somewhat of a soft opening this week with a celebratory ribbon cutting and grand opening scheduled for January 11th. I did email out just a little bit ago the photos from today's event to all of you, so you should have them. You can go through and take a look. If you get the opportunity to go take a tour of the McDonald's, I know it may sound a little bit silly, but this McDonald's is very different from the traditional McDonald's. The kitchen is more than twice the size of a standard McDonald's because of the technology that they've packed in there. And the seating area is much smaller, so it is the newer style McDonald's. We're really excited about it. We certainly hope and encourage everybody to visit it and support local business. So the Grissett family, the owners, are committed to being a partner in the community. They want to be active in the community, and so we're very thankful for that. It was a great event today. It really was. And that's all I've got.
It's a great family, too.
Yeah.
Just very, very nice family.
And the red light.
Well, I can somewhat speak to that. We do have approval by the STTC board, and it's going before, don't ask me what STCC is, but it's going before the RTC, which is the Regional Transportation Council, for approval, I believe, here in the next couple weeks for funding, full funding of the traffic light that will go there at the intersection. And we are anticipating approval. The recommendation from the STTC was approval, so it should move pretty quickly, hopefully, after we get that approval and get that taken care of. One last thing, City Hall will obviously be closed on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, and Wednesday, Christmas Day. We are planning to be open on Thursday. I will tell you, as with every Christmas, of course, vacation requests have just poured in. So it'll be a little bit of a skeleton crew there on that Thursday, but we will be here and open to serve the citizens. And then we will also be closed the following Wednesday for New Year's Day.
And council meeting on the 24th.
No, we're not, no.
Right.
No council meeting.
Right, I just wanted to hear it.
Yes, no council meeting. City holiday, we're closed.
Just wanted to hear
All right, mayor's report. One thing, I've been getting a lot of compliments about the tree lighting ceremony. Everybody loved it, so just gets bigger and better every year. Just want to throw that out there. Commissioner Brooks, December 31st is his last day in office. I was hoping that we could have got something done prior to that, but had so many events and things happening. We're going to try to do something maybe in January and get him to come, maybe do a luncheon or something.
That would be good.
Invite his family
Yes.
and whoever he wants to bring with him. So the man's
Right.
done a lot for our city,
He has,
and
yeah.
we need to honor him correctly. So,
Yes.
so I just want to make everybody aware of that, and we'll get something out as soon as we get some sort of an idea, so everybody can kind of plan and try to be there.
it. Not the 11th, that's the McDonald's thing.
No, it won't be that day. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we just
Oh, do it at
do McDonald's. So, but it was just like I said, we're going to do something nice for him. I want something extra special for him. He's poured a lot of money into our community, our city.
Yes.
And no questions asked. You know, if we called and we had a question about something, even if we were just looking for advice, he always would open up that checkbook and found a way for us to get our problem areas taken care of. So he's been a godsend to the city.
Yes.
So, and that's all I got. So with that being said, the time is 6:53 and we are adjourned.
Great meeting.